This Ron Paul guy did in fact let me film him and ask questions, unlike the people in the corner there. So what brings you here today?
I'm here to support the movement for lower taxes across the country and trying to get government back under control of the people and bring government down to the lower level so we can have more representation across the board, at lower levels where we can concentrate the power in neighborhoods and communities rather than in Washington.
So what you're saying is that you're really just a federalist?
I'm for states' rights. I'm for individual rights.
Well, yeah, that's basically the principles of federalism.
Right, absolutely. So that's what I'm here to do, and my candidate back in the day supported that. We got a good program now, the Campaign for Liberty, and we're working to get politicians promoted that actually represent our values rather than the values of socialism and things like that. So.
Now, obviously, you're a Ron Paul guy. So I'm going to ask you a few questions that might seem a little, but I don't mean them in an aggressive manner.
Testy? I can deal with
I don't mean to be, but they may come off like that because I have all the tact of a concrete block.
All right.
Would you say that it's just a matter of the difference between your philosophy and this philosophy here is a matter of degree? Probably. They'll probably be happier with more government than you would be, because Ron Paul
slightly more. Most of the people here are going to believe in a few more programs and want more in there than I would, but we're all going in the same direction.
Cool. Is there anything specific about this bailout, the massive spending and whatnot, that catches your eye, especially? Or?
Yeah, absolutely. The large global banks, they don't have the interests of this country at heart. They're taking a power grab, and they're doing it with our money now, not just their own. And so, that's a scary thought. You don't want the concentrated power. You want to give it back to the people. You want to give the money back to the people. You want to give the power back to the people. You want to give the voice back to the people.
Now, generally, I am always of the opinion that you can trust a banker or any businessman really to work in his own self-interest.
Absolutely.
Without the bailout, would you generally just let them run on their own and let people be aware that the bankers run on their own self-interest and that you can trust them only as much as you can trust them?
Under a free system that's not overregulated and stuff, the small banks, like the local banks like Grable Bank and the Bank of Bern, Indiana,
and
places,
Tower Bank?
And Tower Bank. Local banks like this, ones that don't do all the craziness and don't get themselves in trouble with your money and don't lose everything, they're community banks, they would grow, all right? And they become less efficient as they grow, but other smaller banks would start and take their place, and that's a continuous cycle. But we prop up these big, bloated companies, banks, pharmaceutical companies, and we don't allow them to fall. And so the little guy doesn't have a chance to build himself up due to overregulation.
So you're a big fan of the creative destruction of capitalism?
Yeah, I am a big fan of that. Yes. I think we should support small businesses. Maybe I'm a little bit more big government on that aspect, because I think we need to give the people power, because they can't compete with what's going on now with the welfare state of the large businesses. So maybe in order to balance that out for now, we need to give an incentive to smaller people coming up. But after that, I'd like to see the system work on its own, independent of government regulation. Yes, don't steal and cheat, and there needs to be those laws.
Right. Since you've made a distinction between big business and small business, do you ever shop at Walmart?
I try to do it as little as possible. I try to go to local shops here in Fort Wayne. Anything that I can buy locally, that's what I do. Anything that, stamped American, made in America, anything that I can buy from local shops. Like, I'd rather go to Georgia's International Grocery or Summit Market rather than Kroger's or Scott's, because they're a chain.
So, do you have any moral or ethical issue with people going to the big box stores like Scott's and Kroger's and Walmart?
No, absolutely not. I don't have any problem with anybody else. This is a free country. They can make their own choices. They can support the larger companies if they want to, but as long as the government doesn't do it with our tax money, those smaller companies will get a chance and get a fair chance in the market.
So you really are a true free market market guy.
I am.
All right.